Sky, all sitting comfortably in the audience, watching their co-workers, their teammates rip apart the opposition.
And the scariest thing is that SKT outdid a KT comp twice in completely different fashion. Game 1 was all about the Fizz counter pick in the mid lane. Game 2 was about the shields for Bang, and Game 2 looked even more ruthlessly effective. So KT, its back's against the wall. They need to throw out something. They need something that was to the level of how they dismantled Samsung. They need to find a weakness that maybe even SKT does not know they have. So far the bans are pretty simple, and that's a respect ban towards the Lee Sin. Won't be first picked by KT, will be denied from Peanut, who may end the season 11-0.
It's like that. Very well may just be the case here. Lee Sin, Fizz off the board. The cannon yet again here from SK Telecom. Haven't really had to change things up much, except for abstaining to ban in the third and final in the first round there in game number 2. So Rumble comes out from them. We'll see if the Graves gets taken away, but we already saw Score got his hands on it. Wasn't able to make anything happen.
Last ban on blue side is actually Renekton, so basically begging for a Camille ban. RKT, of course, the standard laning matchup into that Camille, but you can still go Poppy, which on 7.7 is super strong. We're still on 7.6 with Galio disabled, so they will ban the Camille as a respect. This does leave, like you say, something like Graves available. Oh, first pick Jace.
This is really bold here from KT, and again, I mean, this is technically a flex. We saw Juan run this before. Wasn't the greatest Jace that we've ever seen, but it is certainly something that can flip between that top and mid spot.
Does SKT just pick
Or they
Shen?
give it the deft.
Does SKT just pick Shen early? That is a possibility for them. Of course, then the flex pick would likely happen, but are you afraid of Pawn's mid lane, Jace? My first instinct is no. It's been 2 games of Lulu already for the side of SKT, and it will be a third.
It's been instrumental for them. Wolf has been playing this so well throughout this series. Now going to be his 6th game of Lulu this season. Brings it back out, and it's going to be Peanut shifting over towards that Graves, available for him since Lee Sin is not.
Least probably going to be selected by KT Roll, so you'd have to think. The Jace flex pick, as you say, outside chance. Heavily expecting top. If we see a Shen ban, definitely going to be top, you'd have to think. And will KT just keep going to the same well? It was their flexibility against Samsung, the Jinx, for example, that once again captured the imagination of Dev's champion pool. That was often with Ashe banned. Ashe is still very, very powerful. A lot of teams will favor it, but it's going to be a 3rd game in a row of Ashe from KT. They don't want to deal with any shield shenanigans. No last pick Twitch. What KT is hoping, so they will take away the Karma, likely as a support, most played this season for Mata.
Yeah, wouldn't be too shocking to see that one go for him. And the Twitch is already hovered for SKT, and they're going to lock this in. So without the reliability of that Karma from the mid lane, they still want to opt into this. They commanded the bottom lane very well. Lots of early skirmishing that they are able to come back on top of, given that rotation down to the bottom lane for Peanut.
And now you have to ban Shen, 100%. You cannot afford to have the Shen versus Jace matchup, and a Stan United is, of course,
a submarine.
An extra shield coming through. As the submarine comps were a big thing years ago, Elise will be banned. So because they take away the Karma, they give up Elise, the ultimate comfort for the side of KT. KT have done their checks and balances. The balance report has come up balanced at least in terms of Shen. Shen will be taken away. First they came for my 2 Shens and I said nothing, and they took my 1 Shen away. Now there's no Shen, feels Batman. But the last ban, Ivern ban. Okay, so Score played a single game of Ivern. The only game in Korea of Ivern was Score. Just wailing away on Mowgli in his debut game for the Freak of Freaks. So they have obviously heard whispers of Ivern being back.
And now I'm mad at SKT, because if that was a possibility, I really wanted to see the Ivern.
And KT just basically did the math and said, okay, what's the replacement for Karma? Shen, we already mentioned, top lane good against Jace, and now also the Zillion as the other utility mid laner that can potentially give some freedom for the Twitch, but we still remain to see where this Lulu will be going. Still outside chance, it is mid lane Lulu.
There's going to be Rengar going over to Score. Gragas picked up for Huni.
So it could be mid lane or support taken here, and Pawn will return to the LeBlanc that has looked good, but again, it was well fought out by the Karma. Will it be a Lulu mid to deal with the LeBlanc in similar fashion, or will Faker want to end his regular season with a skill matchup?
I just feel like you can't leave the Twitch in the bottom lane without the Lulu. Having that mitigation from the shields would be so crucial, but looks like they might do it.
Lulu.
All right, so they get rid of the mitigation, but they have the sustain from the ebb and flow.
No, but we're back to 2015. What works against LeBlanc? Karma, shields, yep. The Lulu works as well. So we asked, is Faker from the Doinby or the Power of Evil camp?
He's played both sides.
He's doing both. He's an EU LCS and an LPL lover. Good man is that Faker. He will be taking the mid lane utility mage in the Lulu. They need Twitch to do all the damage. The damage chart may not have got the MVP for Bang, but certainly showed that Twitch is able to do that damage. And now, once again, it's a snowball draft for KT Rolster. Wave clear is not as good as, of course, old Lulu days, so the Graves and the Gragas will need to help out the Twitch, for example, when it comes to wave clear, but Lulu can do some wave clearing. This is, once again, a snowball draft that KT worked till it didn't in game one, and they're going all in, trying to take it in the mid game, because they have a lot of picks before the shields and all the other frustrations come out from SKT.
I mean, talking about damage on the side of SKT, Peanut might not be the least sin, but does have his hands on that Graves. And he's been piloting that very well, much better than we saw from Score there in game number 2. Of his last 4 games, he's played the Graves 3 times.
And it's such a weird world where Faker's role in the final last 2 games has been to neuter pawn. It feels like the shoe is on the wrong foot. But that is exactly what his job is, to follow around, frustrate the LeBlanc, stop the snowball, all those things possible with a Lumin.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3, match point for SK Telecom T1. We'll see if they can close it out right here. Take down KT Rolster, stop Score from another title. Or if they can fire back and initiate a reverse sweep, let's go ahead, get on to Summoner's Rift for what could be our final game of the spring final.
Everybody said same old, and the KT fans are probably feeling that same old sinking feeling, Achilles.
Definitely have to be. It's going to be a very quiet half of the venue here, should they start losing out early on in this game.
Out in force, predictably, for what was the hot ticket of the spring. Still in full voice.
Here, the disjointedness there in the crowd from KT, not on the same page. So really just playing like they're two.
The Rengar for Score. First Rengar we've seen in quite a while. No Rengar in the semi-final, despite Haru being a Rengar god by Korean standards. And it hasn't been a pick that has really been one you would say is quintessentially Score. He kind of turned around the narrative on his Lee Sin with some excellent Lee Sin games towards the end of the season, but there is certainly some setup around the Rengar, but Faker's looking pretty Super Saiyan in that picture.
Really nice, cheerful there.
Is it a cheerful when they look really grumpy and angry? It's more of a warning sign, if you ask me. Although Caution Faker is pretty much applied since his first game ever.
It's just a lifelike cheerful. Faker very rarely looks happy when the games are on. Even after a victory, even when they're on match point, he's still just super serious mode.
And in many ways, he represents the antithesis of Score, where he has tasted victory so many times. 3-time world champion will finally open up a domestic championship lead over Bengi. And only Koma and Faker will be attributable to all those successes. And Score has, as the video showed in between set 2 and 3, always been frustrated. 4th final, ever won for Score. And who will be the star here to start the revival for KT that admittedly looks very unlikely, but it is not out of the midst. It's not out of the realm of possibility until that celebration confetti comes down.
One more chance here. Trying to bring themselves another bang. Again, the exchanges coming out in the bottom lanes. They just try to chunk out that Twitch. No shields, but the ebb and flow will be there for Wolf. They try to just go ahead and work him down. Longboard starting yet again, so he does have the triple pots. So he can take more of this harass that's coming through. Peanut is yet again rotating down towards the bottom side of the map very early on. Score is low, so even if Peanut shows,
we've seen this before.
Could just be a turnaround kill in onto the Rengar. He's wrapping around, Exhaust coming down, Depth not flashing yet, pops the kill to start things off. The line not going to connect, but now the bubble comes through on the Mana. Can they finish him off though? Big Mantra Q into the fadeaway, but the Tox is coming through. Will not burn down the shield there to keep him alive. The Plague, I should say, will not finish him off. So first blood, not going to happen. All summoner spells burned by both bottom lane teams.
Yeah, 8 summoner spells, so no advantageous trade in terms of summoners for the side of SKT. As Peanut's getting real Rambo mode.
He's looking for Mana here as he makes his way back in underneath the turret. Not able to get that bubble in time. They want to go for this. They're going to force out the double TP from both these top laners. Likely just going to be the cancels, perhaps. Yeah, both will go ahead and cancel on their own as Depth just takes more damage. Peanut looking for that end of the line. Have to leave it around the bottom side of that tower, but now Faker going to be answering with a TP of his own. Mana going low, gets taken out as Wolf finds the first blood. The turret shots come through. He will die, and now Peanut in no man's land, desperately trying to get in range of Depth to finish him off. Flashes in, will go down, but Bang scoops up the kill. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, Faker flashing in, gets the solo kill onto Pawn. 3 on the board for SKT in an explosive start of the game. It's just 4 minutes in.
And this is what can happen in the Lulu versus LeBlanc lane. You go so offensive in your rune page for the LeBlanc that you are surprised by specifically the Pix damage in the early game. Same thing happened for Power of Evil on this LeBlanc, the Lulu pick in the mid lane. Get that first blood. Now, the trade in bot lane was not ideal. The reason why they went for it is because they could teleport onto a minion, keep it alive, and take multiple turret hits, and potentially look for the dive. But just like we saw some ill-advised dives by Hootie and Peanut in the top lane earlier in the season, they really, really were transparent in what they were trying to do. But Faker getting the solo kill in the mid lane made it all work.
Kind of brings it all together, but a double kill over to the Ashe. Definitely going to hurt Pawn. Goes in onto Faker. That chain, Faker's still safe, end of the line procced, and Pawn gets chunked out quite a bit. Still will be all right now. Going to be hunting. Mantra coming through. Tether not connecting in onto the Lulu. They find Wolf. They lock him down and score. He's wrapping around. Gets a lead bit over the wall. Chain not going to connect in from Pawn, and Peanut is just firing off the sidelines. Nice bubble. Stops up the Rengar, but he lands that full charge. Bola locks down the Nami. He will fall. 0 summoner spells still available for Wolf. And now KT maybe looking to take away this blue buff.
There's never a blue buff take by Peanut because he passed so quickly down bot and the action never stopped. Mana walking up trying to relieve pressure. Peanut
Bang
does
is
have
wrapping
smite.
around though. He's stealth. Blue buff may just be surrendered. Score pushing back in. Gonna be looking for it. Smite comes out. Peanut takes it. Now Depth arriving. Fires off the volley over the wall. Gets a bit of damage in it. Peanut, no flash. Gets the quick draw, but goes so low. The Bola will not connect. There's no way to follow up. He barely makes it out with his life and with the blue buff.
And he invests a control ward as well just to go for the attempt at the sniper wave. Top lane has been completely ignored, but predictably has been the Jace getting a significant CS advantage. We know how these lanes play out.
I mean, and that's really what's keeping KT in the gold lead at the moment, just 400, but having the Jace this far ahead, it's really working out.
It's such an empty advantage, though. Sure, it shows through in terms of gold, but we know how this lane goes. It's not quite Shen. It's a better lane up for the Gragas because he does have the ability to AoE wave clear. So, sure, there is a lead. Sure, it helps the numbers, but it doesn't really grant KT anything.
Oh, I'm just saying that's the only thing that they really have going for them.
Well, at some point, we can't just find every single check and balance because they're all looking a bit forlorn on the side of KT. We're also not out of this game by any means, though. Chalice of Harmony comes out. Wouldn't have predicted 2 Chalices in the mid lane in the final of the LCK.
Definitely an odd one. Faker, again, like you said, swapping back over to 2016 mode with these picks.
It's funny how this couple of last series of the LCK has echoed the past. We had a semi-final where
all 3 of his picks are 2016 picks for him.
All I mean is, you think of the semi-final, build up the Alpaca, build up Depth was kind of the way, just like EDG were famous for over the course of 2 years. And now the Lulu comes back largely out of meta, but in a spot where it stymies the LeBlanc just the same as the Karma was able to, and stops Pawn from having the star-making performances he was having in the semi-final, and indeed the quarterfinal against MVP. So what's old is new again, and that usually means SKT wins the championship.
They're certainly poised to find themselves find their way into an advantage, though. Be a nice way to kick things off with this third game. Try to make it the final one. Getting some counter jungling done. Goes back to pick up that red buff.
Feels like counter jungling is actually his own jungle, but he's on the back foot so much in the early game from all the pathing that has come through and the fact that Jace can leave lane that he certainly hasn't had much time to clear camps. He's many camps behind, but his impact on the map has been so much more important. Going for what is always the risky early game down bot, because if you get nothing from it, you lose free camps. You go bot lane and get a single summoner, you can often lose level 4 for multiple minutes into the game because of the longer respawns, but both times went even or more. And maybe it was Peanut saying, hey, let's make the turret dive happen because I've kind of given up any hope of taking my early jungle camp. I need experience somewhere.
Slowed him up a little bit, but overall still going to be in a pretty decent spot. At the moment, really just a Caulfield's Warhammer coming through from score that's separating the two junglers. Top lane still painful to watch for Huni. 2 CS down, has that budget Rod of Ages coming through with the Triple Thorns ring.
Can max Q and just wave clear though. Yeah, it's a lot happier than Shen, where we saw so many times Huni had spent what felt like 3 minutes trying to push up as Jace roamed.
Don't be concerned about the utility that the Gragas will offer later on the game. That would be quite nice for that Stand United. They're getting traded on. Chain comes through, they lock him in and score. A nice little thrilling hunt to the mid lane. Won't be leaping in for the turret dive.
Just waiting to cancel the leap in with the Lulu ultimate. Knew there wasn't enough burst on the LeBlanc. Teleport LeBlanc only can do so much damage this early in the game and didn't have any actual damage. Only had a single Doran's, but we'll go back and get that revolver. You talk about the utility. This could definitely be defensive ults from the Gragas. Healing for the Twitch and killing the front line because 3 games in a row, no one's building any real armor. Sure, be a little bit on the side of score, but he's got a one-way ticket into the back line. Will probably die pretty quickly, and from there, they can regroup, get the Q reset if a single kill comes through, and we saw how those team fights go in Game 2.
Both junglers hovering around that top side of the map. No one wants to get into a scuffle at the moment here. Peanut is looking for a bit of a gank, but will be spotted by this ward inside the brush. So good forward vision thrown after by Smeb. Flash body slam in. Trying to pop this back up the lane, but Smeb, very nice flash to the side. Gets himself out to safety.
A lot more counterplay available now for the cask plays that Gragas used to profit on before the minimum animation time was thrown in. So trade of flashes, which is advantage Gragas, given that next time Jace may not be able to disengage in the same manner. Just stayed top, doesn't actually have the ultimate.
There we go, yet another forward ward, saving lives in the top lane. Making himself safe, but he's just trying to not really claw his way back into this as far as the CS is concerned, but not let that lead grow even larger for Smith. So he's keeping it pretty tight here. Himself in the game. Ocean Drake starting us off yet again in Game 3. Likely not going to see that taken for a while.
And I wrote notes, I was sitting there and I'm like, well, SKT will come in big favorites. So what does a KT victory look like? Guess they're going to look and try and get some damage onto Deft. Peanut is in the bot side jungle, but we'll back away. See Peanut doing some more counter jungle. So again, I wrote down, okay, what does KT winning look like? And I feel like we got a bit of a preview of that in the semi-final against Samsung. As one's actually hitting both chains.
Chains do come through, finger going low, so has not flashed. We'll go ahead and pop that wild growth in onto himself. It's a bit of a heal coming out from the Nami. It's really good trading from Pawn. You're saying, though, we're still trying to figure out what a KT victory looks like. They are as well.
So I wrote down, play around bot lane like they did versus Samsung, traditional play style with Deft, like EG used to do. 3-time MVP for Deft already. He's been the star for KT in their 6 wins. Pawn has been great as well. And Smeb wins carry match up top. Well, they didn't play around bot lane, which is not necessarily a criticism. Obviously, they were putting their eggs in different baskets. But crucially, Smeb has been denied carry top matchups largely. He did well in Game 2 when he finally got one, but otherwise it's been tanks for the side of Huni. And it felt like both those things were needed, in addition to everyone playing at the top of their game in order to win. But the other factor was SKT has kind of seen the best from KT Rolster. They saw them take down Samsung in an upset. A lot of the aces in their sleeves had to be used to beat Samsung, who were no easy opposition coming in favorites in the semi-final. And what do you think about, when you think about the innovation that KT showed there. You try innovation again, you try something new, and it's high variance. It either really works or it really doesn't. They stuck with what worked for them in the semifinal, but it feels like SKT has had that well scouted. And then you basically say, well, if SKT sit back and play their traditional style, they should win. And that has basically been what's happened, in that they've stuck the course, played SKT League of Legends, even with Peanut being a lot more of a firecracker than, for example, Blank, and with Huni playing carry matchup in game 2. But it still has looked quintessentially SKT.
Right now, Casey's trying to get something to happen here. Storm sitting up in the top lane. Swept this brush. Knows that he's not spotted, but he's sticking around for too long. Huni's playing way too defensively. Won't be able to find that in. He's just going to go ahead and start working his way back.
For context, the bot lane turret for Samsung on the red side, 2 games in a row, in game 1 and game 2, lasted 13 minutes if you add the time of game 1 and game 2 together. Hasn't been falling anywhere near the time that KT wanted to, so Mata's had to stay in lane. 2v2 laning hasn't necessarily been a massive strength of Deftamata. They've looked better at it recently, but unlocking Mata to roam with score was how they did their business in the quarters and semis, and it's been extended laning phases, which does not suit KT.
Yeah, we saw it, help them get that early lead there in game 1, knocking down those outer turrets very rapidly, but it just has not happened here. Well, in the mid lane, smoke screen thrown down, Pawn going low, flash forward into the collateral damage, and Peanut puts another one on the board here for SK Telecom. Playing a little bit too far forward there is Pawn, getting cheeky, getting cocky, going up against Faker, knows that he can handily win those exchanges, but when Peanut's involved, he goes down. And
the aggressive tendencies of Pawn are being used against him. When he was at his best on Samsung White, he was known for playing aggressive, did it on EDG all the time, on champions like Kassadin, and forcing people to react in the mid lane. But he has the Rengar. He has someone who wants a coordinated gank, and in general, it's been stymieing picks from SKT and good pathing that have basically undone Pawn.
TP though, they're still looking for Faker. Wolf is nearby, but Mata's collapsing in as well. PentaTube not going to connect with it, throws down that tether. By the way, they're up some for a period of time, but they still get the Lulu in the end. Chain comes through, blocks up Wolf. Ashero comes down as well, they jump in, a double kill over to score, but Peanut is able to take out the Rengar. Now Huni is arriving off that TP. Bev following very closely behind, the chains connect, the shock blast hits, the heal comes out for Bang. Keeps the Gragas alive, and SKT now on the back foot, have to get themselves out to safety. They lose 2, they get 1.
Good trade there for KT Rolster in general. Definitely start the line, no spray and pray to abuse, no wild growth, so when it comes to ult cooldowns, much more relevant in the early game before they're shorter. Was well timed from KT Rolster.
Yet again, really far forward, taking so much damage, and he's just going to get melted out. Now Baker coming in with a TP of his own, slows up Mata. Do they want to go in for the dive? Stick around for a little bit, but no minions nearby. Mata not low enough to pop him. They'll let him walk out with his life, but they answer back. They go ahead and they trade up yet again.
People want to spin the yarn of Pawn being the Faker Slayer, but it just really has never been true. Sure, he's had good games. There's a single series you can point to in 2014 where he did Monster Faker, but when it was on EDG, this was the story. When it's on KT, this again has been the story. He's had some great games, but SKT have been on the red side, always had an answer to the lane control champions that have been chosen. And those answers have been very, very strong.
Yep.
On our screens, we're seeing Peanut on a bit of an invasion mission.
So that was first brick. Just missed it there from the replay, going over to SK Telecom. So knocking down that first tower, searching themselves forward as far as the gold is concerned. 1.9 thousand in the lead at the moment. 16 minutes into this game.
There's Spain, second coming in from Faker. You can smell the confidence from his items. No Ardent Sensor this game.
The classic pickup.
It is, the classic pickup for Faker. Morellonomicon into Lich Bane was a very common pickup for him when Kalulu was back in the meta. They don't have worries about damage fall off when they have both Peanut and Bank doing well.
Mata pushing in, finds Wolf, but doesn't know that the rest of SKT is waiting here. Or jumps in, looking for Bank, takes him low, but he's still hiding back, firing off with the spray and pray, and that is going to be the collateral damage, finding the snipe, getting rid of score. They chase in, they lock down Mata, a double kill over to Peanut on the grave. Figure has to kite back around the Raptor pit to try to keep that turtle alive, but SKT in the meantime, the rest of them on the hunt for depth. Up against the wall, the smoke screen to slow him out, end of the line coming through. He gets taken out, the delayed triple kill going over to the graves. Fire back, KT able to pick up that turret in mid. They're looking for a kill onto Faker. No wild growth available, no flash. Just trying to make it in to get to safety. Won't be able to do so, but now Bang says, all right, I'll just open up on the Jace, who's low on mana. One more hit might just do it. seems like they just have to let this one go. So KT able to find a kill, able to find that turret. Now Bang pushing forward, flashes away, doesn't get taken down by Pawn. He body slams forward, tosses out the barrel, but Pawn shoots to the left.
Wolf wants this one.
Smev flashing away, trying to get himself out of here safely. Low on mana, the blast cone is there, takes him a little bit further away. Can they get him though? The exhaust thrown down, the bubble will not connect, and Wolf is trying to go for the kill, but mana is there. They will have to peel back. Very extended chase across the map. KT, they get a kill, they get a turret, but they lose so much more.
Yeah, with Smeb in the bot lane with no teleport, no way for him to react. That's why he walked up mid. Got bonus kill onto Faker, who overstayed with no ult. Pawn has been hunted down 3 times already.
Oh, they pin him into the turret. Collateral damage comes down. The barrel from Hooney downtown. The fadeaway explosion takes out the LeBlanc yet again. 0, 4, and 3. Pawn. This is not his series. This is not his game.
Red side has been expertly drafted by Coma and by SKT to shut down aggression and stymie it at every point. Pawn has tried to make things happen. That's the only way he has ever played League of Legends. He's tried to be a pressure point, but that pressure point has burst and is in danger of just spilling over to the rest of the team and basically having no chances to get back into this series. That part was already apparent before the game started, but he has a gunblade and not much more. The AP is coming in, items are coming in for Bang. Smeb can try and play the map, but it feels like every time there's 3v3, 4v4, 5v5, you can pick the winner. It starts with S. Not Smeb.
There you go, good clarification. Well, Smeb does win himself a bit of a consolation prize. He picks up yet another turret here for KT. Keeping the gold close, but it's still 2.2 thousand with a turret advantage for themselves. And Telecom starting to roam down to the bottom side of the map. You can see Faker, Wolf with Peanut in tow, will be arriving here to try to keep this turret alive. It's been shoved down to about half. Faker getting pinched in by Mata. The rest of the team is here. Tidal Wave coming through. They won't get the pop-up. Draws down London. Peanut trying to keep himself alive, and it's not going to happen. Peanut puts another one on the board. 6, 1, and 4 now. Witness Graves flashing in. End of the line comes down. Collateral damage. Connects in on the depth, but it's not going to do it up.
He's not done.
But he's not done yet. The Ash Arrow coming through.
That's a monster.
Nowhere to go. Takes him out another one. 7, 1, and 4. The double TPs from Smeb and Pawn arriving. But honestly, they might have just set themselves to their own death. Score. Jumps in. Flashes away, trying to keep himself alive. The cast not going to connect in from Hooney as he tries to tank up in the front line, tries to stop KT from going in any further, but they find the bubble, they chunk him out, the cast explodes, they work them down, and KT are just being bled out underneath their own turret.
Bang!
Now finally arriving,
all
by
lining
himself, a triple kill, but Peanut takes the first one, the spray and pray comes through, his Bang picks up the assist. Smeb, nowhere to go, running up the lane, just to his inevitable death, will go down. They hand this one over to the Twitch, and pretty much all the hopes of KT Rolster have gone out the window.
A delayed ace for SK Telecom T1. Didn't even need their AD carry, and they pretend the AD carry can't, because apologies, they've got Peanut in the jungle, on the jungle Graves. He's a marksman in disguise and doing it in just the most cataclysmic fashion possible. Oh, the speed ups, every ability from Nami and the whimsy from the Lulu. Continue to chase down. He's up a lazy 3,000 gold in the jungle, if you don't mind. Backs away as Bang kind of wonders about this comp that was built around him. He's like, wait, Peanut ate my lunch.
Double shields, be damned. Peanut does not care.
This is so important. And now he's
ripping apart KT Rolster.
And look, after Worlds, there were no questions left for Peanut. He stepped up in the biggest stage possible and delivered. Sure, it didn't go on to win, but that was a career-making thing for him. A guy who, you know, word like Choker, he was still very young. It was still very early, but you could understand people try and level it. He has gone from being someone who was considering that to being a big game player. This is a big game. He is performing and will likely be double MVP to end this series. And sure, he had some down moments adapting to a system that wasn't set up around the jungle like Rock's Tigers were, who would always react to Peanut's aggression. SKT have been set up around many members, even in the course of this series, and this one's all about Peanut.
On again, getting chased down. SKT, hungry for his blood. They have the wraparound coming through from Hooney, trying to cut him off as he cuts up into the enemy jungle. That wave comes down, they pop him up in the air, slowed up by that blade coming through from Bang. A couple more shots to take him out. He's going to go down. Even with the potion sticking through. Oh.
Unless.
Oh. All right.
17 HP.
All right, well, one more hit will do it. And there he go. Now he's a little anticlimactic. They get him in the end. Bang puts another on the board. Now 4-0-6 with this switch. Really just trying to get that MVP.
And once the first few kills came down, you can't really blame Fawn any more than you would based on the first 3 kills, because if he's going to sit there and wave clear onto turret as a block, lose his pick. There's nothing to do, nothing to be said about that. So trying to create pressure, but being expertly killed at every opportunity. SKT turn on Baron. They've got the true tank to turn if they need to.
The pings are coming out. Score and Smev are nearby. Ash arrow available here from Depth. Hasn't tossed it out yet. It's 3,000 HP in on the Baron. Mana getting jumped down. Baker doing so much damage with the help of Peanut. Calls out the redemption. Now turning in on the Score, trying to pop him. In stealth, they are able to find him, and Hooney gives him the kill. Now back over to the Baron. I think a miracle still here for Smev, but already uses the shock blast, so Baron just goes over to SKT. They pick it up at 23 minutes, and it was Smev. Cut off yet again, but honestly, SKT, they don't even care about killing the Jace. They don't give a damn. They're just going to go take these turrets.
And it's flawless bookkeeping by SKT. Their Baron game is on a different level to any other team in the world. They had both their tanks juggling aggro. Let's see if Smev can turn this around. Probably not.
Gets the smack in, avoids the bubble, but still sticking down rather low. They want to continue that chase it. Meanwhile, Faker in the mid lane. He'll get tethered down by Embodic. Sometimes, at least for the moment, the Wild Growth doing quite a lot of work. Final damage to the sidelines, jumps him down, and Bang arrives, and now they're going to go ahead and turn this fight completely on its head. Flush over the wall from Bang, into the blade of the Rune King, comes up with another kill as they take out Pawn for the 7th time this game. 3 kills, yet again on the board for SKT. Baron and powered minions coming through. They knock down the inner turret in mid. They're going to be looking for inhibitors soon after. And SKT, 11,000 gold in the lead, 24 minutes, are sending a message, not just to KT Rolster, not just to the other teams at LCK, but every team watching in the world that will be at MSI.
Everything SKT has touched this series has gone to gold. Everything has worked. All the drafts, different ways. Protect the Bang in Game 2. The Big Fizz counterpick in Game 1 with low wave clear. They've largely played around win condition and looked flawless doing it. And they just have so many stars when Peanut can put in big game performances like this. Faker, Bang, we know all about them. Hooney has been relied on to be just a steady rock in the top lane, and he's been able to do that against Type from 2015 and 2016. And KT are not good enough. They look second best. Their drafts have been a bit anemic, returning to things that have not worked today. Some of these strategies, what they had against Samsung was Herculean. It was a big, big result for them. But unfortunately, they left it all in Sangam East Stadium, many kilometers away from here. And on this day, they have been second best and then some.
SKT fearlessly pushing into the jungle. You can hear the thrill of the hunt coming out from Scorch, just trying to zone them out, stop them from pushing in.
To be fair, giving KT fans a thrill right now is pretty hard when they're 12,000 gold behind at 25 minutes, so zoning hunts may have to be the way to instill thrill. Smev does a lot of damage, that part is true.
It is, and he's waiting in the brush, looking at that shock blast in on the Faker, trying to pinch in. Score's not there to follow up with the bullet and try to slow him up fast enough.
Throw the hunt timed out as well.
The rest of SKT though, pinching down yet again.
The monster
comes out already, the flash away from Smev. By the way, will not connect, but you can see the arrival of just 2 more members of SKT just sends them up, running to the hills, back under the sanctity of these turrets, which might not exist for much longer.
Turbo Twitch!
That's going to be the boost there with the Wild Growth onto Bang, and it just sends KT scattering into the base.
KT fans may be scattering from this venue very soon. Insane gold lead for 26 minutes. The games have gotten faster, game on game. Break, trying to break the base in the bot lane, and all Score can do is watch.
Bang picking up that red box, and goes in, jumps on top of him. Redemption coming down, he gets popped up in time and caught, locked up by the bubble, tries to juke his way out, might still go down in the exchange. They find one in onto Bang. They trade back for depth, an exchange of 80 carries, and Smev is just going to get taxed onto the end of it as Peanut takes him out with a double kill.
Peanut takes down his former brother-in-arms in Smev. Just too expertly. First inhibitor of the game will go down. Hooney was just free pushing the top lane. Now they're backing away as Graves is not grouped, but they've got enough damage anyway.
Score getting locked up yet again. Baker trying to hit away with these Lichbane procs. Send Score running. They get the inhib. 27 minutes on the clock. 29 kills in this game. And well more than half of them in the hands of SKT.
When I sat there thinking about the future, certainly this was the matchup I expected for the final. But my understanding of SKT was they'd taken two big risks. They'd gone from Duke to Huni, a man known for his carries, not known for his tank play or his teleport play being on form. And they'd gone for Peanut, a man that was built around from the jungle, not like other jungle choices. I thought someone like Beyond or maybe even a Winged or more of a role player would allow Faker and Bang to do the heavy work. But they went risky because they saw the raw talent of Peanut and thought they could make it work. And, you know, if you had asked me before the season to predict who would win Worlds, I still would have said SKT. But when it came to the first season, I thought it would take a long time to get the too many cooks problem done, to actually work out where the broth was going to go. But it's taken precisely 3.5 months for SKT to already reach peak performance, and every team around the world, attending MSI or no, will be watching this and trying to learn and just coming up clueless because SKT are many miles ahead.
I mean, it just seems like there's nothing that Coma can't do when it comes to his roster, because I guess he can't get a watch. So that's the one thing that he doesn't have going for him. But you can see SKT now pushing down this mid lane. They want another inhibitor. Super Creeps getting ready to come up, and Huni bringing in the top lane. Very big, has that shield out score, going on a hunt. Gonna be looking for somebody. They're looking for Faker, flashes away, doesn't get connected by the shock blast or the enchanted crystalline arrow. Map dashes in, gets a bit damage. Now onto Peanut. He now needs to exit. Yep, Bang just firing away with the spray and pray. A couple more shots would take him out if they can get in range. They speed him up, and that's going to be it. The chase goes down. A lot of the wave clear of KT taken away. And now they just keep chipping out at this mid turret.
Bang just wants to pad the KDA. Again, hoping for some MVPs, like you say. If Peanut wins the MVP here, he will be the MVP of the playoffs.
This is true desperation. The TP in from Pawn just to try to kill Bang. Flashes over the wall.
Just to be clear, this is not desperation. This is just wanting to get some KDA. He wants a single kill this Pawn.
All right, well, I don't even know if he's going to get it. Chain comes down. Meanwhile, the base is crumbling. They get rid of Deft. Pawn going low. One more hit would take him out, but SK Telecom in the meantime, they've done it. Less than 30 minutes on the clock. They take down the Nexus. They take down KT Rolster. They put another championship title on their belt. And SKT G1 will be going to MSI.
Welcome to your new world overload. Same as the last overlords is SK Telecom G1. They changed some things up. Prophet, Peanut, Huni, Sky on the bench, of course. The squad have changed its face, but Faker remains the same. So does their coach, Coma. And you can hear their cheers. We should let them shout because they deserve it.
They really do. Coma, Rapid Star in the booth, seeing right through the machinations of KT. And Huni winning another split, this time his first in Korea.
Manner of it certainly will leave a lot of people disappointed. We were treated to two great 3-game series in week 6 of the LCK. Mada on your screen, one of the frustrated members, that this moment is all about SKT. Peanut is the only one to become a returning LCK champion. 2 splits in a row on 2 different squads. It has never been done before. And SKT will party long into the night, well-deserved, retool, go to Brazil and come in just an amazingly large victories.
There you go, the crowd absolutely erupting behind us as SKT takes to the stage to claim their trophy. At a grasp for a little while, but they go ahead and reclaim it here today. A very concise, almost easy 3-0, you would really have to say. Game 1, the only time that they were struggling.
Only one team ever gets to sit on the throne. That's how it works. Only one player ever gets to sit on the throne. That player is Faker. They didn't need Blank today. They didn't need anyone else.
But he still gets to lift the cup. Feels good to be a sub on the SKT roster because you know you'll still be involved in every single victory in some way.
Ends the season 6 games undefeated. Champions Days, that meant something. They made less games. SKT, they are the super team. KT tried to take the mantle. They put together the talent, but one split was not enough for them. They will need to retool over the split. Interesting to see if they add on a 6th man. Try and emulate what Blank has been able to do coming off the bench. SKT, they've got the members. I think that's about it for us, Achilleos.
It does seem that way. We're going to have the award ceremony coming up, so thank you guys so much. It's been an excellent split from us here at OGN. We are so happy to have you with us Atlas watching in the audience, wishes he could be here on the desk with us. Maybe we could run that back in the next playoff, but for now we're going to throw it over to Joel for the translations for our award ceremony. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in summer.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Joel with your last interview translation of the split. Thank you, Helios. Thank you, Thomas Maybe, and thank you, Atlas, for the wonderful casting you guys done all entire split. And we are here with the 2017 League of Legends Champions Korea Spring Split champions once again for the 6th time in their organization. This is SK Telecom T1, and we will have an interview with each of these players to see how they feel. Huni, you're first up. There's not much to say. Splendid. No matter where you go, EU, NA, no matter where you go, you're back in Korea for the first time, and you did splendid all split. How do you feel?
처음으로 유럽도 로열 로더를 달성했고 한국에서도 오자마자 또
And
데뷔하자마자
it's a very splendid day for me. You know, ever since going to Europe and really dominating the scene there, but it's just coming up to the Korea and getting this win. It was a very extraordinary feeling for me. I'm very happy with that.
동시에 중계가 되겠습니다만 요즘 영어 못 해갖고
And a lot of the complaints that you've been expressing is the lack of opportunities for you to speak English. Do you want to say anything right now? He's ready. He's ready.
I haven't been using English like more than 6 months, so I hope you guys can understand my English. So, yeah, first of all, when I stayed at NA, it was not perfect, successfully the record, but SKT T1 give me really nice chance, really good the motivation. It was really nice to me, and so I actually tried hard as much as I can. So I'll be there in Brazil for 2017 MSI. So see you out there.
네,
And we definitely did understand his English, really with a wonderful English that he wanted to speak for a while.
틀렸으면 옆에 이승환 대표님한테 물어보려고 그랬어요. 네, 다음 이제 옆에 뱅 선수.
Next up, we want to go up to Bang for the next part of the interview.
오늘은 뱅 살리기 위한 이 쉴드죠.
And today was all about keeping Bang alive with all those shields coming from the mid lane to the support. How was it like getting all that support from your players?
결승전 준비하면서
As we were preparing for the
챔피언 두
finals,
가지를 뭐 100판 정도 결승전 준비하면서
we
연습을
were
100판 정도
practicing
했다고 하면
these two
케이틀린이랑
particular
트위치를
champions
90판을 한 것 같아요.
for about 100 games. This practice with Caitlyn and
이번에 그
Twitch.
정규 시즌 마지막쯤에 메타가
And I
바뀌면서
think
패치가
nearing the end of the
들어가면서
regular
원거리
season, I think the
딜러가
meta
이제
did change pretty
또다시
drastically for
격변을
ADC.
겪었는데 그래서 제가 트위치
And I felt like the adjustment had to be made towards the Twitch kind of meta.
걸 찾아서
And those are very good discoveries for us, which were very helpful in our win
새로
today.
변화되어 있는 상황에서 이런 정답을 찾는 거 어디서 그 힘이 나오는 겁니까?
Where did you find all that discovery?
제가 사실 솔로 랭크를 많이 하지는 않아요.
I don't play solo
네.
queue very often, but
잠을 그냥 충분히 자고 그냥
But I try to get
이미지
more
트레이닝을
sleep.
많이 하는 편입니다.
and try to get all that mental training on, and I thought that was important for me.
잠을 충분히 자고 이미지 트레이닝하면 그렇게 돼요?
저는
Can anybody do it as
일단은
long as they get that sleep,
만시간의 법칙 아시나요?
as you do?
만시간을 훨씬 넘게 했기 때문에
Yeah, I think
생각하는 것만으로
The 10,000 hours that I've already spent practicing the game, I think it allows me to invest that time on sleeping now.
만시간 하고 그다음 이미지 트레이닝하면 된답니다. 크게 실질적인 도움은 안 됐겠습니다만, 네. 그리고 항상 이렇게 페이스 베이팅 하는데 이거는 팬들 그리고 뭐 회사에 대한
And that
자신감입니까,
face mask that you always have on your
사실
signature cheek.
결승전에서 임하는 자세를
You wanna
좀
say it?
즐겁게 하려고 해요. 왜냐면
Yeah, I was trying to have an
이미 연습은
exciting
이전에 다
and
했고
entertaining attitude
이 결승전은
heading into
그냥
these
약간
games,
즐기는
and I don't want to be
자리거든요.
all serious,
제가
but I
뭐
want it to be
진지하게
a
하거나
joyful
그렇게 해서
thing.
바뀌는 게 없어요.
But rather than
왜냐면
that, I was
저는
just
이전에
really
연습을
want to
했기
enjoy
때문에
this moment, and
오늘은
with you guys, I'm
그걸
sure the
증명하는
fans
자리일
loving
뿐이거든요.
us at the same
그래서
time.
최대한 즐기려고
And I think it's just
그런
me
의미예요.
wanting to be
이미
enjoying the moment
너는
at
이미 죽어
most
있다고
times.
저는 네가 모를 뿐, 우린 이미 이겨 있다. 여러분이 모를 뿐 그런 거 같아. 상대팀이 모를 뿐. 네. 그러니까 뱅이었고 다음 이제 피너 선수
next.
얘기로 하고 싶은
Oh, he has one more thing that he wants to say.
본인이 이제 하고 싶은 말씀이 있다니까요.
그 지금 이 자리 되게 영광스럽고 빛나는 자리인데
This is a very honorable
나머지
spot for me.
수고한 저희 팀 제외하고 9팀에게도
But I
격려의
want
말씀
to really
부탁드리고
give all the credits
또
to
때
all the
또
LCK
열심히
teams, the
준비한
other
대로
9 teams
후회 없는
in our
경기
league
했으면 좋겠어요.
who have
모든 팀.
worked really, really hard
그럼요,
just
예.
as equally as us, and I really want to give credits to them.
이런 롤 모델이 있기 때문에 그 팀들도 더욱더 힘내서 플레이할 것 같습니다. 다음 이제 피넛 선수
Next, we want to move
말씀하도록
up to Peanut.
오늘 미쳤죠.
Today, you were crazy. Crazy is the one word.
제가 항상 큰 무대에서 못한다는 말을 많이 들어서
And a lot of the criticisms
그게
were
제일
behind me, always saying that I can't perform on big
그걸 깬것
stages.
같고,
But I think I
특히 이제
finally
프로게이머
really
인생에서는
defeated that curse.
결승전이 좀
But I
많이
think
중요한데
now that
이제
it's in
그거를
that
극복해낸
important
것
stage
같아서
of being in the finals,
인생에서 성공으로 가는 문을
I think it's a step for me to
인생을 살면서 여러 번
get
연다고
forwards,
하거든요.
and it's a very important stage in my life where I can grow as a person and I can develop as a player.
고비가 있는데 특히 네 작전명 왕호 근데 특히 사실 이렇게 시즌 초반에 왕호 뭐 자주
And it
껴끼고
seemed like in the beginning of the season, a lot of the criticisms were towards us that you weren't performing as good as you did last split. But how was that mind training going throughout the season?
당연히 열받죠. 네.
It's definitely frustrating for sure.
이제 처음에 좀 못한다.
And at first, when
작년만큼 못
people were
보여준다,
telling me that I was
적응을
doing
못했냐,
really
막 그런
bad
말들이 많아서
at the first part of the split,
애초에 신경 쓰지 않으려고
I tried my best not to worry about those
이제
things
결승전
and try to control my mentality.
확정 짓고 진짜 열심히 해서
And I think that
이렇게
just
잘할 수
gave me an
있었던 것 같아요.
opportunity to work even harder
바로
to improve
2천까지 치다가
myself.
포기한 거 봤죠?
네네.
그거 왜 포기했을 것 같아 상대가?
굳이 말할 필요 있을까요? 네.
Do I really need to say why they gave up in the middle?
작전명 왕호야가 그렇게 묻었습니다. 네 오늘 멋진 경기 감사드리고요. 옆에 또 자, 울프 선수가
Next, we want to move on to Wolf.
안녕하세요.
Hello, everyone.
오늘 정말 팀원에 대한 무한 실드.
Today,
무한
I
사랑,
think you earned the
무한
entire
세임.
trust
기가
from
막혔습니다.
all of your teammates today with your plays today.
롤이 딜러 게임이긴 하지만
Well, League of Legends is a
딜러가
DPS
제가
game,
있으니까
and it's a
또
DPS-centric game.
아니겠습니까?
But I feel like I've earned a little bit of credits today through my
우리
plays
딜러
today.
게임에 딜러가 잘 나면 잘 뭐 HP가 0 되면 끝인데.
If the DPS gets to 0 HP, it's all over, isn't it?
많은 플레이했는데 이번 6번이라는 거 정말 쉽지 않았을 것 같습니다.
But even if you played
스프링 시즌 한
6
본인
games,
생각으로 이렇게 한번
just like this, it would have been very tough for you. But how was today's match?
저번 시즌에도 물론 좀 잘 나오긴 했지만 이번 시즌에 되게
Yeah, last
깔끔하게
season I did alright.
팀 분위기도 좋고
But I
좀
think this season
여유롭게 간것
especially, I
같아요.
think we have a
팀
little bit
분위기가
of
여유롭게.
freedom
그래서
and little bit of kind of this
분위기가
expression
좋아서 게임
room
내용도
that we can,
깔끔하게.
really express ourselves a little much,
분위기가
little more
뭐든지
critically.
중요하겠죠? 네, 울프 선수 비슷하네요. 네. 네, 다음은 이제 페이커와 이야기를
Next,
나누도록
we will move on to Faker, the man himself.
오늘 1세트 그거 뭐
First set was all about
오늘
you,
지금
Faker.
왜 본인답지 않게 눈이 왜 이렇게 왜
제가 원래
Why are your
눈이
eyes
토롱토롱해서
shaking right now? Oh, yeah. My eyes are always shining. That's kind of what it is.
오늘 지금 1세트만 초하드 캐리고
First set was really all about you, all about Faker. And do you want to say anything about that first
오늘
game?
개인적으로 만족스러웠고요.
I was very
네,
satisfied with
많은
today's
팬분들이
plays.
와서 응원해 주시는 걸
And
보고
I was very
참
thankful for
감사하다고
all the
느꼈던 것 같아요.
fans, coming out
그리고
here to support
오늘
us.
네, 결승전만 생각하고
And all we
좀
were thinking
픽이나
about
좀
was the finals.
전략적으로 많이 준비를
And
해와서
strategically and
네,
everything that it was involved,
그게
we
잘
were really
먹혀서
preparing for it.
배로
And
기쁜
all
것
these
같아요.
strategies really worked out for us in the way that we wanted.
오늘 페이커 또 우리 가족분들 함께 오셨네요.
Seems like Faker's families are here.
네네 저희 할머니
Hey, that's my grandma right there.
야, 진짜 와, 대단한 손자 두셨습니다 할머니.
You have a wonderful
이런 아들
grandson.
정도가 아니라 이런 손자 모두가 부러워하실 것
And I think
같습니다.
everybody will be
MSI
proud of your
특히
grandson.
이번에 KT가 플레이오프 1, 2라운드를 막 3대0으로
And
이기면서
it seemed like
올라갔기 때문에
KT Roster was on a run, getting a 3-0 blowout on each of their progress onto the finals. And we thought that it wouldn't be an easy opponent for you guys. But how was that?
확실히 KT가 저는 좀 다들 잘하는
예, 한번 말씀해 보세요.
네 잘하는 선수라서
And I think, KT, everybody knows that KT has very good
오늘
talented players.
경기에서도
And we were
개개인이 정말
not
잘한다고
putting our guard down
느꼈고요.
one
근데
bit.
오늘은 저희가 좀 준비를 많이 했고
But I think today our thorough
멘탈적으로
preparations and
또
getting a
조금
good
더 우위에
analysis
있지
of our
않았나
oppositions, and that just
생각했습니다.
gave us a more of an edge
MSI 가서
heading
또
into the
MSI
matches.
뭐예요? MSI 똑같이 브라질 가서 또 쉽지 않게 되지 않겠습니까? 브라질에서 경기하는 내에도 가족분 다시 나오고 있는데 한 말씀 해주시면.
Heading into Brazil, how do you feel about going into there?
일단 로이챔스 우승도 정말 값지고
Well, first,
기쁜
I want to cherish this moment of winning the LCK once again. But we want to focus on MSI soon enough
그 한국의 위상을
that we
알리는
want to
것이
represent
저는 더
Korea the
중요하다고
right way.
생각하거든요.
And
그래서
we want to
MSI도
keep our pride alive.
이번 결승전만큼 많이 준비해서
And I think we
좋은
want to
모습
prepare
보이도록
as much as we
하겠습니다.
did for
많이
this final so we can
응원해
do
주셨으면
just as well in the MSI.
자, 그리고 옆에 이제 블랙 선수 자리했습니다. 네.
And we want to move on to Blank.
안녕하세요.
설령 중간에 2세트, 3세트를 패했다고 하더라도 SK가 팬들은 걱정하지
We
않았습니다.
felt like the fans were never worried that if SKT had dropped the game in game 2 or game 3, that Blank would have been there to save the team. What do you think
제가
about
계속
that?
보고 있었기 때문에
I was keeping an eye on them.
그리고 오늘 우승한 거에 대해서 저희
And
선수단의
just winning the
노력도
game
진짜
and
많았지만
just with our player
특히 최고은
sets.
감독님 그리고
And
빠르면
we all want to
코치님이랑
always
특히
give our
그리고
credits
김정은
to our coaching
코치님이
staff,
머리가 빠지실 정도로 노력을
especially
많이
Argoma,
해서
and he was working really hard. His hairs were falling off preparing for
코치님
this game.
감독님 때문에 정말 저희 부족함을
And I think
채워주셔서
our
이렇게
weaknesses were
우승한 것
really
같아요.
filled in thanks to
많은
our coaching
이런 변화가
staff.
있어서 올해는 좀 약간 좀 어려운 거 아니냐, 뭐 KT도 슈퍼팀 돼서 그랬는데 도전 모습 이겼으니까요. 이제 MSI 때는 한번 실력 발휘해야 되지 않겠습니까?
Do you have an opportunity coming up at MSI?
이번 결승에 출전을 못했지만 뭐
I didn't get to play at this finals, but
롤드컵까지
hoping I get more
바라보고 있는
opportunities in
상황이기
MSI
때문에 더
and
열심히
to
노력해서
further prove myself.
하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
네, 킹갓 제너럴 블랭크였고요. 다음 이제 프로피트 얘기 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 네.
We want to move on to Profit next.
아니 신인으로서 솔직히 이번 정규 시즌이 정말
This
좋은
season was a
모습을
surprise for
만족스러운
everyone
것 같습니다.
regarding
이번 시즌
Profit.
한번 쭉 본인의 생각이 어떤
And how do you think
시즌이었어요?
about the season overall?
전체적으로 만족스럽긴 했던 것 같아요.
I have to say that I am happy with how the season went for me.
조금 더 나오고 싶긴 했구나.
And I did want to make a few more appearances, but
훨씬 더 팀적으로
obviously,
더
Huni
기여를 더 많이
is a very
해줬고
talented
잘해줬기
player
때문에
team-wise
팀
and
성적이
with the
잘 나왔다고
composition
생각합니다.
that he really needed to come out more than I did.
네. 형님 저 진짜 그 블랙도 마찬가지겠습니다만 이제 세계
Probably the same
대회에서
thing goes for you
이미 뭐
as
많이
Blank did,
인정을
but
쌓았습니다만 필요할 때.
when going into the MSI, when they
어떤
need
모습
you,
보여주고
are
싶은지
you
팬들끼리
able to make that
약속을
appearance?
앞으로 서로 더 보완하면서 더
I
열심히
think we want to really
해서
trust in
더
each other
좋은 모습을
in that same
보여드리도록
lane
노력해야
so
될
we
것
can
같아요.
always
저도
be
더 나올 수
ready
있도록
to help
노력을
ourselves
해야
out
되겠고.
and help each other out
나올 때마다 좋은
in
모습
situations
보여주기
that we
때문에
need each other.
프로피트 하나 믿습니다. 자 그리고 다음은 이제 스카이.
Lastly, we want to move on to Sky for the last part of the interview.
자, 네, 뭐센 경쟁 상대 있긴 합니다만 문유도
You have a
이번에 보면서
tough
많이
competition in that
성장하고
starting
있죠?
role.
그죠?
But did you learn a lot this
상혁이
season?
형 아래서
You know,
성격이요.
learning
성격이요.
from
이게
Faker is always the
있습니다.
best.
성격이 좋아야 됩니다. 그래야 이게 성장 뭔가 이렇게 멘탈이 이렇게 써야 되는 거예요. 아주 오늘 뭐 이번 시즌에 아주 뭐 많이 나오지 못했으나 좀 아쉽겠습니다만.
Course, you didn't get to
나는
play
이런
at all
거
this
이렇게 한번
season.
볼 테니 한번 나를
But do you want to say
후배들에게 한
something,
말씀 좀
say in your
팬들께
word that you
어필하셔야죠.
want to make future appearances in the days to
경기도
come?
못 나오긴 했는데
I didn't make one games as you said.
더 열심히
I will
노력해서
work harder
좋은 모습 보여줄 수
so I can show a
있도록
better part of
준비 많이
myself.
하고 있죠?
그럼요.
네, 알겠습니다. 네.
I will make an appearance in the future
자,
for
그럼
sure.
이제 코칭 스태프분들과 말씀 나눠보도록 하죠.
And we
네.
want to have an interview with the coaching staff.
여섯 번째 우승. 아이고, 뭐또 진열장 새로 또 짜야겠. 아무리 트로피 좋아하지만
And
어떻습니까?
I'm sure you like
그
trophies, but this one I'm sure
슈퍼팀,
feels very
KT
different to you
상대로.
guys.
사실 SK 저격이었잖아요, 사실상.
And KT was really created for defeating SKT, but how does it feel to really defeat them today?
굉장히 이번 결승전 앞두고 좀 많이 좀 긴장을 많이
I
했어요.
think really
저희가
preparing for
준비하면서
this
긴장을 많이
finals was a
했는데
lot of pressure on
왜냐면
us
KT 선수들이
because
워낙에
we all
좀
know
뛰어난
that KT
선수들이라
players are extremely talented and they're
저희가
capable of so
또
many
정규
things.
시즌에도 굉장히 좀
And even in the
힘든
regular
경기를
season,
했었고
they've shown what they're capable of, and we know that
힘든
if we've let
경기를
ourselves
할
down
거라고
in
생각을
any
했는데
form or
준비한 게
fashion,
정말 다
we
이렇게
would have
먹혀가지고
come down to them.
선수들 그리고 코치들이 잘
And
해줘서
we really prepared hard with the coaches and with the
스코어는
players.
그렇게 나왔지만 그래도
And
저희
even with the
준비하는 동안
scoreline
굉장히
looking
긴장을
like
많이
this,
하고
it was a
힘들었어요.
really tough preparation for us.
분들 많이 계셨을 것 같아요. 뭐팀 내에서, 뭐팀 외적으로도. 뭐 감사.
네.
Do you want to say any
계시다면?
words of
어,
thanks to anybody?
뭐 일단 저희 뭐 사무국 분들께서 지원을 많이 해주셔서
We always want to
저희
thank our
단장님,
corporation
팀장님,
and our office staff for
장님까지
really helping
지원을
us
굉장히
out and
많이
giving us a lot of
해주셨거든요.
support. to run our
선수들
team
뭐
and operate our
영양
team.
상태나 또 아픈 것도 다 체크해
And they
주시고
always check for our health and they
감사드리고요.
make sure we're always
그리고
healthy and good to go.
같이 이제 또 연습을 많이 도와줬던 여러
And even with
팀들에게
practices,
굉장히
they always
감사하게
help out in so many ways.
저희가
So
이렇게
we want to
우승한 게
thank
뭐
them.
저희가 뭐 혼자 잘나서 뭐 잘해서 뭐 이게
And it's
아니라
never really
많은
about
분들이
us being
도와주시고
super talented about
그
anything.
도움 받아서 더
But it's all
열심히
about
했기
the
때문에
people on the
저희가
side, people in the
우승했다고
background,
생각합니다.
always helping us in our organization to become better.
됐으니까 이렇게 우승한 것이 아닌가. 네. 우리 SK 우리 관계자분들 이렇게 함께 하셨네요. 네. 자, 그리고 다음 이제 빠른 별 코치 얘기를
Next
나눠보도록
we
하겠습니다.
move on to Rapid Star.
네, 중계 중에 자주 언급이 됐죠. 클템을 통해서 라이즈는
And Cloud
못하는데
Templar
한타는
mentioned
잘했던
you many times
미드플레이어.
during his
내가
casting.
아니 클템이냐고 그러니까
Since you guys are so friendly with each other.
뭐 중국에서 뭐 최고의 어떤 그 코칭 능력을 보였고
And you really showed a
팀
prowess
우승
in your coaching abilities in China. But coming back to SK Telecom to show it again.
일단은 제가 굉장히 또 솔직히 말씀드리면 운이 좋다고도 생각이
If I have to say,
들거든요.
I am
항상
very,
좋은
very lucky and very
환경에서
fortunate.
좋은 선수들과 또 좋은
And just
또
being
이런
in the best
감독,
environment to be with
코치님을
the best
만났기
players
때문에
and the
또
best
이렇게
coaches,
우승을 할 수
it just
있었다고
allows
생각을
me to
하고
be in this,
제가
to relinquish, to
조금 많이
really enjoy this
부족한데 팀에
time
비해서
and really to
앞으로
have
계속
this
발전을
victory in my hands.
하면서
And I think
팀에
I'm
더
very
많은 도움이
fortunate.
될 수 있도록
And I will just work
노력하겠습니다.
extremely
중국에도 팀
much harder
맡았더니 팀 이름이
so that I can be
이기지.
helpful to my
한국 팀
team.
맡더니 SK텔레콤 팀이네. 그래서만은 아닐 거 아니에요?
아, 좋은 팀으로 간 건 맞긴
And
한데
it's
저도
true
굉장히
that
열심히
I
하고 있기
chose
때문에
to go to a good
그만큼의
team,
성적이
but I
좀
did work really
따라왔다고
hard to
생각을
really
합니다.
be a
근데
contribution to my team.
더 열심히
But I
더
will promise that I will
잘해야겠죠.
work
그렇죠.
harder,
경쟁은 더
even harder
심해지니까요.
to improve our
네,
team.
빠른 별 코치와 말씀 나눠봤고 다음 이제 김정윤
And
코치와
last but not least, the man himself, come out for the last part of the interview.
이거 그 어느 때보다도 외모와 헤어스타일
No
그리고
matter
주변과
how many times I've
만나는
seen
게
you, today
이제는 본인도
you look
웨딩
much
마치
better
올리고
with your
싶어서
appearance,
이번
your
경기에도
hairstyle, and
결승을 더
everything.
열심히
You seem
준비한 것
like you
같은데요.
put more
요새는
emphasis on
그런
it.
드립이 너무 많이 나와서
I think
재미가
too many
없습니다.
people are making jokes about my marriage, and I think that's becoming a little bit of a problem.
이제
많이 컸네요. 농담입니다. 친하니까 개인적으로. 네, 한 말씀.
일단 항상 초심을 잃지 않고
First of all, I'd like to say that I would always want to
열심히
maintain
준비하겠습니다.
my
만약에
initial goals
우승을
that I had.
못하게 되더라도 항상
And
응원해
I felt like, you
주시면
know,
항상 좋은
all the
모습
fans
보여드릴
that are always
테니까
supporting us,
항상
even
많은
through our
응원
wins, even through our
부탁드립니다.
losses,
그리고
we just ask them for
이렇게까지 또
continued
잘 나올 수
support.
있는 중에 하나가 물론 선수단이
And the fact
열심히
that we are
하지만
able to
진짜
have
안
this
보이는
result
곳에서 묵묵하게 지원해
was really due
주시는
to the SK Telecom Corporation and all the management staff really helping us out and supporting us.
저런 얘기 막 하는 거 막 저도 막 얘기 다 하고 싶지 않아요? 어떤 사람인지?
지금 결혼을 못 하는 게 아니라 솔로를 굉장히
So
즐기고
Koma
있거든요. 지금
is choosing
그런
not to be
상황도 다
married.
즐기고 있는
And I think he's enjoying his solo life
네,
at
일단
this moment.
저는 오늘 특히 막 그 김동준 클템 해설위원님이 얘기했 그러니까 진짜 뭐 4딜러도 나온 세상인데 실드 시스템을 통해서 실드 보안을 통해서
And it seemed like even the casters were surprised by the strategy that King came up with the extra shields that nobody even thought of in previous League of Legends games. But how did you come up with that
오늘
plan?
딱 경기에서 나온 것처럼 이제 연습하면서 선수들과 다
And that was
회의하고
really through our
나왔던
preparation and our
결과고요. 좀더 준비한
practices
게
in
있었는데
preparation of this
이렇게
match.
좀 이기게 돼서 못 보여드려서
And
그건
I
조금
think we
팬분들에게
wanted to
아쉬운
show a
것
little
같습니다.
more, so we feel sorry for the fans that not showing more.
네, 항상 하는 말이지만 저희가 우승을 못할 수도 있습니다.
We
하지만
always say
항상
this, but
우승하기 위해
we will
정말
always
많은
not be
노력을
winners.
하니까
We will not
항상
always be
아낌없는
winners,
격려와
and we will
응원해
sometimes
주시면은
have our downfalls.
우승하는 모습 보여드리겠습니다.
But we want to do
항상 많은
our
응원
best to
부탁드리겠습니다.
show the winning
감사합니다.
form as long as possible. Thank you,
최경
everyone.
감독이야 코칭 스태프 그리고 선수단에게 축하 말씀드리도록 하겠습니다. 그러면 선수단은 잠깐만 뒤에서 계시고
So if the players would step back for a second,
SK
we want to start our award ceremony for the 2017 League of Legends Champions Korea Spring Split.
시상식은 3개 부문에 대한 시상을 합니다. 자,
And we will
플레이오프,
give 3
MVP,
awards.
그리고 준우승, 우승 이렇게
And first
세
we
개
want to give out the
부문을
MVP
시상하도록
award
하겠습니다.
and the second place and the first place award.
첫 번째 시상은 플레이오프 기간 오늘 결승전까지 포함입니다.
First
결승전까지
place,
가장 멋진
first award that we're giving out is including this playoffs, where we're giving out the person that gave out the most MVP points.
자, 500만 원 상금이 주어지는데요. 시상해 주실 분 여러분께 모시도록 하겠습니다. 따뜻한 박수 맞주시기 바랍니다. 항상 도움을 주시는 분이죠. 자, 손오공
We want to
IB의
invite
당 원정
the
대표님
president of
모시겠습니다.
Sonogong
따뜻한 박수로
IB
맞아주십시오.
to present the award for us.
네, 자 손흥아이비 박원준 대표님 모시고 MVP 플레이오프 MVP 상
We are
시작하도록
here with the
하겠습니다.
Sonogon
역시
IB president,
플레이오프
and we
오늘
are
중요하기
going to
때문에
present the
우승팀에서
playoff MVP.
MVP가 나왔습니다.
And today's match decided
누구일지?
who the MVP was.
자, 플레이오프 손흥아이비
Sonogon
MVP.
IB MVP for playoffs.
네, SK텔레콤의 피넛.
SK Telecom Peanut.
오늘 2, 3세트 MVP를 통해 600점.
Second and third set completed his MVP run with a 600 points, getting the MVP for the playoffs. This is SK Telecom Peanut.
진짜 피넛의 발끝에서, 피넛의 총끝에서 SK텔레콤의 우승이 나왔습니다. 자, 잠시 포토 타임을 갖도록 하겠습니다. 방원정 대표님과 함께 자 피넛의 포토 타임입니다. 여러분 다시 한번 손흥아이비
Give a round of applause to SK Telecom Peanut, playoffs MVP for 2017 LCK Spring.
네, 자리로 돌아가면 되겠습니다. 감사합니다. 네, 그리고 시상해주신 우리 방원정 대표님께 다시 한번 감사의 박수를
And we want to give a
부탁드립니다.
round of applause to President Bang of Sonogon IB once again.
자, 다음은 이제 본상 시상으로 넘어가도록 하겠습니다.
Next up, we want to
준우승
move on to the
우승으로
main
넘어갈 텐데요.
awards.
먼저 2위, 자,
First up is
시상을
runner-up
하도록
award.
하겠습니다. 자, 2위 시상은 한국 e스포츠 협회 조만수.
The award will be presented by
시상해 주셨습니다.
KESPA
여러분,
President
큰 박수
Jo
환영해
Man-soo.
주십시오.
Give him a round of applause.
자, 2017 LCK
2017 League of Legends Champions Korea Spring Split.
준우승 호명하도록 하겠습니다.
The runner-up,
여러분,
we will present the
우승만큼의
award.
큰 박수로
Give a
이
big
팀의 준우승을
round of
축하해
applause.
주시기 바랍니다. 자, 썸머 때는 더 좋은 성적 거두겠죠? 큰 박수
We will expect a brighter future from these guys. KT Rolster.
네, 세계 최고의 선수들이 모여서
The top players from around the world have gathered into this single team to create the super team.
성적이지 않을 수 없습니다. 이제
And in a matter of a year, they have formed together to get to that runner-up spot. And there's nothing to be less proud of than getting this award today.
강팀의 반열에 오를 수 있으리라.
So we would like to congratulate KT Rolster on their
2017
accomplishment.
SK 스프링 스플릿 준우승을 차지한 KT의
These are runner-up for LCK Spring, KT Rolster.
상금이 주어집니다. 최정예 멤버 5명으로 정말 처음 손발 맞추는데 5명이 이렇게 높은 성적을
And
냈습니다.
the first split
자, 이번
resulted
시즌은
in a second place for these guys. Who knows what to expect from them in the future with more time to mingle it together and involve their teamwork. We wanted to give a one big round of applause to KT Rolster, runner-up of LCK Spring.
네, 자리로 들어가야 되겠습니다. 자, 그리고 2위 시상해 주신 한국 e스포츠 협회 조만수 사무총장님께
And one last
높은
round of
감사의
applause
박수를
to KESPA
부탁드립니다.
President Jo Man-soo for presenting the award.
자, 이제 영광의 1위
And lastly,
우승팀에 대한 시상을 하도록
the
하겠습니다.
grand champions.
자, 스프링 왕자를 차지한 팀에 대한 시상을 해주실 분은
They have defended the
자,
throne, and their
라이언
throne
게임즈
will be
네,
presented
한국 대표이신
with the
이승현
award.
대표님께서 수고해주시겠습니다. 여러분, 큰 박수로 만나주시기
Give him a good round
바랍니다.
of applause. This is Riot Games Korea President Lee Seung-hyun to present the award.
자, 이승현 대표님 모시고 우승 시상하도록 하겠습니다. 2017 LCK 스프링 스프릿
2017
영광의
LCK
우승!
Spring, the grand
솔직히
champions.
제 생각은 작년보다 더 세진 것 같습니다.
I think they
큰
become
박수
stronger
주시기
than
바랍니다.
last year.
우승
This is the
SK
one and only SK Telecom
T1.
T1. Give them a round of applause.
올해도 MSI 롤드컵 걱정 없을 것 같습니다.
this year we will not have to worry about the current SK Telecom squad dominating the MSI and World Championships once again this year.
갈아입고 온 SK텔레콤 T1입니다. 롤드컵 3회 우승, 세계대회 트리플 크라운, 그리고 가장 어려운
These are your triple crowns for World Championship, and this is their 6th LCK win.
오늘은 5명의 선수 플레이했습니다만
And then only 5 players played, but 8 players, all 8 players deserve all the credit in the world for deserving this accomplishment.
이 선수들이 SK텔레콤의 이런 분위기를 계속해서 만들어갈 수 있을 겁니다. SK텔레콤에게는 우등상금
And continue on their award. We will present the award to SK Telecom and hoping they continue this prowess onto future events so they will represent Korea the right way.
자, 여러분 다시 한번 큰 박수로 축하해 주시기 바랍니다.
We would like to give you one last round of applause. 2017 LCK Spring Split Grand Champions SK Telecom T1.
네. 좀 축하드리고 대표님 자리로 돌아가셔서 여러분 상윤씨의 이승현 대표님께도 다시 한번
And give one more round of applause to Riot Games Korea President Lee Seung-yeon.
네, 이제 선수단 모시고 이제 인사 말씀을 드려야겠네요. 자, 변화의 바람이 불어왔던 이번 스프링 스플릿이었습니다.
And we want to end with the closing comments. And I would like to say one last thing to the OG and Legion before I leave today.
강한 모습으로
We always, not only I, but all the casters and everybody here at OGN, we really appreciate your support that you guys give. Your viewership is what keeps us going, and everything that you guys do for us is a wonderful thing for us. And we really want to thank you for watching us, to staying with us for this end of the LCK Spring Split. And we want to meet you once again of the upcoming MSI and a short break up to the LCK Summer that will be coming up. So on behalf of OGN and all the staff and all the casters, we want to say that this is Joel Sophie with the last interview translation saying so long, and we will see you next time.